Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to my YouTube channel. Today, with all of the MrBeast allegations going on, I thought I'd watch a video that this fine young gentleman here, August the Duck, made. So we're gonna watch this video, okay?
People were having seizures because they were not getting medication. Guys started tackling and hitting women. Two girls were tackled and passed out on the field and were dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches, etc. And most were women.
Well, guys, I'm having some deja vu. It genuinely seems like for the last 2 weeks, we have not gone a single day where something insane has not come out against MrBeast or some member of his team. It's kind of getting ridiculous. The amount of DMs and comments I've received about new accusations, new allegations, new controversies, it's almost unbelievable. Now, I know a lot of you are probably getting tired of hearing about this shit. It's basically all that anybody's been talking about for the last 2 weeks, and believe it or not, I find many topics more enjoyable than talking about the same two people over and over again. But I think today's video is important because stuff is starting to come out that I personally think is taking away from the real issues here. This is purely my opinion. I do not have evidence to back up that claim. I want to make that very clear from the beginning. With that being said, however, over the last few days, a lot of stuff has come out about MrBeast Project The Beast Games, which is supposed to be like the biggest game show ever filmed, and I've got to be honest with you guys, I cannot believe the things that people are saying are true. And I'm not saying that in a way where I'm like, oh my god, this stuff is so awful. No, I just genuinely cannot believe these people are telling the truth. I refuse to believe it. So I wanted to get a few videos in front of more people's eyes, and I would like to be proven wrong. Look, I'm not trying to out these people as liars or anything, but some of the stuff that people are saying about this game show are like real life super villain Hunger Games, Squid Games type of shit. And it's really, really hard for me to believe that this stuff is going on and it's just a non-issue. Well, non-issue might not be the right phrase there because obviously a lot of people are talking about this, but I guess I have enough hope in the world that if this stuff was really happening, it would not fly. So today we're going to be taking a look at a couple of the videos that are making these accusations. The first of which is one by Rosanna Pansino, who, if you don't remember, is the content creator who called out MrBeast for faking his creator game series, and now she's back with, quote, evidence that far worse things are going on during the production of...
So it looks like she already has a negative history with this MrBeast guy. So I'm thinking it's either one of two things. One, she knows something we don't about MrBeast that's really, really bad, which I frankly don't think is likely. Or, but I could be wrong. Or two, she has a personal beef, which honestly, it might be both. It might be both here, y'all. But let's see.
The Beast Games. So let's not waste any more time. Let's begin. Please subscribe.
Hey guys, so it is time for a video because I have received messages from over a dozen people involved with the current Beast Games. For those of you who don't know, Beast Games is a competition show ran by MrBeast that will be on Amazon Prime. It is being marketed as the biggest competition show ever. I'll talk more about that later. On to the messages. So the messages that I have received from contestants on the show are pretty much all telling a similar story, and I find them to be very disturbing.
Okay, so that's the general premise of this video, and I'm not trying to attack this woman or anything. She's been proven to be right in the past when nobody else believed her, so I think that should be something everyone should consider. But the way she's making this video, the way she's presenting this information is kind of bad. She says she has all these stories that all corroborate each other. She has proof that these people are actually in the games, and we don't get any of that. This video includes one message that could have been written by literally anybody. This is just hearsay. And it's easy to be like, okay, well, MrBeast is being called out for a lot of bad things right now. Let's believe every bad thing that comes out about him, and that's dangerous. Now, I'm not saying that the accusations made in this video are not necessarily true, but the, quote, evidence we're given in...
Look, this is what my mama always told me. trust but verify. You gotta trust that, these people are doing the right thing, calling out this type of behavior. But you gotta make sure it's true first. That's the important part. Oh.
In this video is what appears to be a few paragraphs typed out in the iPhone's Note app. You cannot take that as hard evidence, no matter what.
I was a contestant until the end. I also didn't accept their hush money. It was really bad.
Well, he does have a lot
People
of money
were having seizures because they were not getting medication, even though we were promised we would. And it was 100% rigged. They presented it as though the game would be like Squid Games, basically a type of game show where all the games are an even playing field. That was not at all the case. All the games were about speed and strength, so only the young athletic males were at an advantage over the women, and elderly people were also casted. To make things worse, men started realizing that they could take out the women without being eliminated. Guys started tackling and hitting women.
Playing Ray Rice Simulator. I mean, this is just nuts. And if this is true, MrBeast or Mr. Donaldson, to be professional, it's not a really good look for you.
Two girls were tackled and passed out on the field and were dragged off to continue filming. I saw people with broken bones, stitches, etc., and most were women.
Okay, so this is what I'm talking about. This is a pretty extreme accusation. MrBeast is supposedly holding this like Lord of the Flies-esque game show where you can just basically kill people in order to get an advantage. People are having seizures during the games and they're not being assisted. The women are being so severely assaulted by the men that they're passing out or having bones broken. They're needing stitches. I mean, this is pretty crazy. I mean, to break another person's bones with your bare hands, unless you're a trained fighter, that's not exactly an easy thing for a person to do. It's really, really hard for me to believe that multiple people are having their bones broken by the other contestants. And
well, they have a bunch of Brock Lesnar clones against like little one. I mean, like I gotta agree with Mr. August here. This seems, now I could be wrong. This could be completely true. And if it is, I take full accountability and responsibility for what I've said. But I'm here to tell you right now, I don't believe this yet. Not enough evidence for me.
And nothing is happening about it. I mean, that's kind of insane, right? Look, if this turns out to all be true, then MrBeast belongs under the prison, but this is really out there.
We were given maybe 400 calories a meal and only fed every 12 hours. Food would run out and people would fight over, steal, and hoard food. Water was scarce and kept running out as well. I had to sit with a bloody pad for 2 days before I could get undergarments and my reusable pads because I'm allergic to regular pads. We were also sleep deprived, only allowed 3 to 4 hours.
Welcome to the real world. Welcome to being an American adult. Most of us are lucky if we get 3 to 4 hours.
We all slept on the floor in the stadium in a $10 sleeping bag.
By me, hey, not to take away from everything else. I'm just saying maybe that's not the thing to complain about.
I get that people saying it's a game show
I don't
and
understand
it's not meant
the
to be
frustration
easy.
of
I'm
it,
not
if this
saying
is true.
it should be easy, but it was presented like Squid Games, where competitions were not biased and didn't exclusively cater to young athletic men. People who went signed up for Squid Games, not for American Ninja Warrior and Survivor, Why else would they cast elderly people on the show?
Guys, I mean, I don't know. I can't really put my finger on it, but something about the way this is written, it's just triggering alarm bells in my head. Something's off. First of all, we keep referencing Squid Games as like this baseline of what's expected. Yeah, you know people died in that show, right? Also, like half the challenges were about strength. And then to double back here and be like, I get that people say it shouldn't be easy. I don't think it should be easy. That's a really, really weird thing to include with what you're saying. I mean, you're saying people are being denied like basic hygiene and the ability to survive. I don't really think the issue there is that the challenges are not set on an even playing field. I mean, look, if this turns out to all be true, I will stick my foot in my mouth and I will keep it there. But I'm having a real hard time believing that this is the unadulterated truth. There might be aspects of truth to what this person is saying, but we are painting like a gladiatorial scene here where people are at a very real risk of dying for this game show, and we're expected to believe that MrBeast and the entire production crew have no problem with that. I've read some other articles that have statements from people in the Beast games, and their statements are a lot less extreme. They're still bad, they're still awful, don't get me wrong. People getting dehydrated, nothing being planned correctly, running out of food, poor hygienic conditions, those things I can believe. But when you say stuff like people have resulted to stealing food and water from each other, and contestants are being attacked so brutally that they're breaking bones or getting knocked out, I can't believe that. And that could be me being naive, I fully admit to that, but some of this is pretty crazy. So this video continues, and the statement says some other things like the MrBeast crew was offering to pay for therapy sessions for the contestants, people were getting COVID, people were getting pink eye, nurses at the Las Vegas hospitals are apparently confirming these stories, which I couldn't find anything on. And then
Wait, hold up. Let me look up when this was filmed. Because it could have been when the coronavirus was still like killing people. Mid-July. Oh. This is this year. Yes, so the coronavirus isn't really where it was in 2020, 21, whatever. People aren't wearing masks anymore. People aren't doing social distance anymore. We're not in that time. Gotta let go of the coronavirus.
Rosanna does something that really, really confuses me. She says, I have more information from this person, I have more messages from other people, I'll keep you updated. I don't understand why this is not just being blown wide open. Why are you like drip feeding us these allegations? This is pretty serious shit if this is real. Why are you withholding information? People are confiding in you and they are sending you this information because of your platform and your stance on MrBeast. Why are you not using the platform to...
And that right there, that makes me believe that this is not real.
Amplify those messages? Why are you not making them heard? I'm not trying to dogpile on this woman, but like it doesn't do us any good to know that you've received other messages and you have more information if you're not gonna share it. I'm not saying it's this woman's responsibility to fix this or make this known. She doesn't have to get involved in anything just because people are DMing her. But if you choose to make a video like this and you choose to use those messages people are sending you, leaving most of them out doesn't really make sense to me.
Alright, so I have been receiving more updates about the injuries on the set of Beast games, confirmed by multiple people that I am going to be telling you about today.
Get into it.
I'd like to read you 2 statements from Beast game contestants who witnessed the same and, in my opinion, a horrifying event. I've actually received more than 5 statements about this exact situation, but...
So then tell us all 5! I'm getting worked up. I gotta calm down. Get through this.
For the sake of this video, I will be reading 2 of them. Here's the first statement. The lack of water, food, and medical attention was embarrassing and sad. Women and elders injured. I witnessed 2 seizures, a sprained ankle. Staff and medical did nothing to help her, leaving her for hours crying. Teammates were helping console and aimed to get the staff to assist. PAs ignored us. I witnessed a rope literally wrapped around a young woman's neck, choking her out on the red team. Multiple people being trampled on their heads and chests.
Okay, so again, already not trying to interrupt this, but this already seems so out of the realm of possibility. NDAs and liability waivers do not protect crimes. They do not protect gross negligence. If you are so severely assaulted by another person that you get your bones broken, if a game show production team is allowing people to have seizures and break their bones, sprain ankles, if somebody is getting choked out by a rope, people are being trampled, people are nearly dying, those NDAs and those liability waivers are not gonna fucking hold up in court.
Yeah, that... I don't know how many people had to hear this, but just getting somebody to sign a waiver, that doesn't mean you can take all their money and kill them. That shouldn't need to be said.
Why has nobody gone to the police? Like, you can't sign away your right to report an attempted murder on you. And if somebody beats you to the point that your bones break, that's attempted murder. This is all gross negligence.
Yeah.
None of the things that people signed, if these allegations are true, are gonna hold up. So why is nobody reporting this? Why are they sending this stuff to influencers instead of the authorities? I don't understand. The rest of this statement is pretty much the exact same as the other one though, saying things about how there was no preparations made for anybody who wanted to leave, there was no food, there was no water, there were no hygiene items. Apparently multiple people ended up getting choked out by that rope. It appears that they were playing some sort of tug-of-war game. I don't know how that ends up with people getting choked, but there's just a lot of the same stuff that was said in the previous statement, and honestly, it seems to be written in a pretty similar fashion. There's a lot of references to strong young men, and there seems to be a very, very big focus on that aspect of this. I'm not trying to make any assumptions about these statements, but again, I think it's important to remember that anybody can write this stuff out. This is not like that video of the former employee who called out a lot of things that you could see happening in real time. We were watching those things happen, and we were given multiple examples of what they were talking about. I'm not saying you need that for something to be real, but I'm a skeptic person, and all of this seems off. I'm not trying to defend anybody. I'm not trying to take sides. There's really nothing for me to take a stance on, because all we have is one party saying this happened, and the other party saying, no, it didn't. I don't think that these Beast games are going perfectly smooth, and a bunch of people decided, you know what, we should just start making shit up. I think that there's probably a lot of truth in these statements, but some of it, without an official statement or without me seeing it, is going to be really hard for me to believe. Now we're going to be looking at one more video, and this is from a guy named Scott Leopold, who is supposedly a contestant on the Beast games right now. What he addresses is really nothing like the last two statements we've seen. What he talks about is these games being rigged and how the winner of the games is going to be chosen. Given what we just talked about the other day with the Dog Packs video, I think this is an important thing to take a look at.
Hi, my name is Scott Leopold, and I was a contestant on the MrBeast games this year, the winning $5 million.
I can't stop looking at his numbers.
When I got there, and we were, someone came out and they spoke to us as a group, and I don't think it was the full group of people, but it was a large chunk of the people, okay? So we were put into a group, and this person came out, and basically they said that the producers will be picking the person that wins.
Are you driving? Yo. Don't record and drive, bro. That's just stupid. But if he's in the passenger seat, then forgive me. But don't record while you're driving. That's just plain dumb. That's gonna get somebody killed. Probably you as well.
And they said that, you know, basically the producers are putting up the money, they're putting up the risk, and so they're gonna pick who it is, and there's not much they can do about it. So that's not verbatim of what was said, but that is my recollection. And I looked around, the people around me, and I said, did you hear what I just heard? And I got several confirmations. So I'm looking for other people that were participants to see if they also heard that. But I did hear that, or a variation of that. And you know, once I heard that, then I really felt like I was being taken advantage of. Like, I felt like they brought me there. They didn't tell me that up front, because I probably wouldn't have done it if there wasn't going to be a chance for me to win the $5 million.
So it's a pretty long video, but that's the gist of the statement. This man signed up for the games, or he was chosen for the games. I don't really know the selection process. He says something about his agent reaching out to him since he's an actor, and he said that he knew a lot of the other people that were there were actors. They weren't just randomly selected people, which is something that also aligns with the dog pack video. And, well, you heard him. Apparently, there is no real game show in the sense that it's a contest. The producers are supposedly just going to be picking the person who wins the $5 million, presumably whoever they think will have the best story or be the most entertaining, and everyone else is just shit out of luck. Now,
so essentially what we have here is America's Got Talent. Pretty much. They just pick, doesn't matter, you can't sing a lick of a song. As long as you have a sad backstory, you have your sob story, you're getting through.
Now, this is a pretty interesting video to me for a few reasons. One, this guy is not like a known influencer. I think this video has like 300 views as I'm recording this. Somebody sent it to me on Instagram, and it doesn't really seem like he's trying to make a super accusatory statement. What I got from this video is he's basically looking for other people who heard this to sort of confirm that he got this right. Now, again, that means nothing. For all we know, this guy could have seen Dogpack's video and thought, you know what? I have a pretty good way to spin this about the Beast games that might get me some views. Or it could be a genuine statement. Same thing goes for everything that Rosanna Pansino presented. Right now, I just don't think there's enough evidence for anybody to really take a side on this yet. We've seen this quite a few times where a person's public perception rapidly changes, and people use that to their advantage to spread shit or stretch the truth, and since so many people dislike that person at the moment, or they're unhappy with them, they just blindly go with it. Look, I don't like MrBeast at all. After watching that dog pack video and seeing a lot of the stuff that the guy's done, I would not necessarily be surprised if a lot of this stuff came out to be true, but to just run with the idea that MrBeast is out there really recreating the Squid Games with no evidence other than hearsay, that's a little dangerous. Well, guys, what do you think? Am I being too skeptical? Has MrBeast finally entered into his supervillain arc? I feel like I might get some pushback on this video, and that's totally fine. I'm always open to all opinions.
Well, gotta be honest with you. I'm not just going along because he made the video. I feel the exact same way. You know, I'm really skeptical about this because people love to bring shit up. People love to stir drama. But, hey, if this is true, you know what I mean, then MrBeast is in a world of hurt. He's in a heap of trouble. But thank you guys for watching this video. You know, my loyal fan base has stuck with me throughout the years, and I don't even know the last time I made a full reaction video like this and uploaded it. It's got to have been a while. But yeah, that's pretty much gonna end it. Thank you for watching this episode of Paul Reacts, and have a good morning, afternoon, or night whenever you're watching this. Thank you.